Christine, welcome to Book Talk. Today we're gonna go back to the very beginning. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. So I just reread Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I remember the first time I heard this book so vividly. I had to read that story, and it was in 3rd grade. It was in library, because they used to have library. The librarian sat us all down to read to us, and she read the chapter with the sorting hat, and I was entranced. I was hooked. I needed to know what happened next. This magical hat that put you into different houses at school. I was in love already. And then after that's when I asked for it for Christmas, and here we are today. Thank you, librarian. If that didn't happen, I'm sure I would have stumbled across Harry Potter another way, because come 4th and 5th grade, it was blowing up. That's when I read all the way through book 4, which was all that was out back then. I don't physically remember myself reading this book. I was that young that I can't remember this one. I remember reading the 4th one in 5th grade, and I remember reading the 3rd one and being like, what the fuck's going on? Because I tried to read that first. And I remember reading the 2nd one because I really loved the 2nd one. I remember the first time I saw the movie and comparing it to the book and remembering that Snape's potion section of the Sorcerer's Stone protection wasn't in the movie, and I was like, how could they do that? How could they possibly take that section out? I don't understand. If you haven't been following my Harry Potter book talks, I've been rereading these via audiobook. I've been getting them one after the other and enjoying the crap out of them. If you don't know already, I'm an Audible affiliate. If you sign up using my link, you can get your first book for free. So Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, what can I say before we go into the spoiler section? You have to read this book. I'd imagine that maybe you're here and you clicked on this and you didn't click on my other Harry Potter videos because you didn't want to be spoiled and you hadn't read the series yet. You have to read the series. You have to read the series. I don't care how old you are. You have to read the series. You have to read it. There's a reason that this series triggered a cultural phenomenon. The world that J.K. Rowling creates is magic. It's actually magic. It feels more real than any other magical world that I've ever read about. I really love this cover. It's so nice. And he's catching a snitch and the gold writing. It's beautiful. J.K. Rowling really hit the cover jackpot. All her covers are beautiful. The UK covers are beautiful. The American covers are beautiful. The new covers are beautiful. Seriously, she did. I really never really thought about that because I'm just like, yeah, it's Harry Potter. It's amazing. She had amazing covers, an amazing book structure, a delightful award-winning debut from an author who dances in the footsteps of P.L. Travers and Roald Dahl. This book is so old. First American edition, October 1998. That's it for our non-spoilery section. And if you don't want to be spoiled for this book or any of this story, go read it right now, then come back and we can discuss it together, okay? Bye, non-spoilery people. Okay. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Out of all the books, it's the Sorcerer's Stone that's really merged with its film version in my brain. The scenes in this book that weren't in the film had just popped out of me. We open on the Dursleys for a whole day, and it's the day after the Potters were killed, and all the wizards are rejoicing, and we follow Mr. Dursley around to work, and he overhears someone talking about the Potters and their boy Harry, and he's like, they can't possibly mean our relatives, can they? On Harry's first trip to Hogwarts here, when they arrive in the Great Hall, they sing this Hogwarts song. And I was just listening to it like, what the Hogwarts, Hogwarts, huggy, huggy, Hogwarts. Teach us something, please. Whether we be old and bald or young with scabby knees, our heads could do with filling with some interesting stuff. For now they're bare and full of air, dead flies and bits of fluff. So teach us things worth knowing. Bring back what we've forgot. Just do your best. We'll do the rest and learn until our brains all rot. What kind of song is that? What kind of weird messed up song are they singing? So obviously we get the whole beautiful sorting ceremony in the Sorcerer's Stone. Harry is there for all of it. Something very rare. I'd love to know what houses you guys are in. I have been sorted into Ravenclaw, according to J.K. Rowling. Like, J.K. Rowling's test is the real test in my mind. And I was sorted into Ravenclaw. I've taken it 3 times. Every time I'm Ravenclaw. It's interesting to hear them talking about what houses they're gonna be sorted in. Harry does not want to be in Slytherin because, ew, Slytherin. It's like, it wouldn't be too bad to be Ravenclaw, but I don't think I'm that smart. They're not really keen on being Hufflepuffs. They only want to be Gryffindor. It's weird how Jim Dale, when he says Gryffindor, he's like Gryffindor and Voldemort. Like, they don't pronounce the T in Voldemort in this book, in the audiobook, which is interesting. I guess maybe it's French. I know nothing about pronouncing French words. Something that you forget about when you watch the movies a lot is Peeves. Peeves just exists and he's just there all the time. He's not a ghost. He's a poltergeist. What is a poltergeist? Where did he come from? Why does Dumbledore allow him to stay in the castle? He's so annoying. Every time Peeves comes up in one of these books, I just get so pissed off. Like, I hate him. I hate him so much. I want to know his origins. How does a poltergeist come to be? And what is the difference between a poltergeist and a ghost? He's not see-through. He's solid, but he can float around. What's a poltergeist?
Poltergeist, a ghost or other supernatural being supposedly responsible for physical disturbances such as loud noises and objects thrown around.
He's a ghost that can throw shit around. Was he a student at Hogwarts and he died when he was 11 and he just haunts the walls and throws shit around forever? Was he a prankster who tried to pull a prank that was too dangerous and died pranking, and now all he can do is be an obnoxious prankster in the walls of Hogwarts? I didn't realize how much I had forgotten about Quirrell and how hard the trio suspected Snape throughout the whole thing. Quirrell had gone on this journey supposedly and had a really bad run-in with vampires, and that's why he was so shaky and he always smelled like garlic and all that crap. But apparently at the end, you know, there's a smell. Voldemort has a smell on him, and maybe it's the smell of death because Harry takes in the smell of his turban, and earlier on the twins had said that he smells all the time because he must wear garlic. In the movie, Quirrell kind of turns to stone. He crumbles away at the end, but in the book, he just blisters and burns wherever Harry touches him. So it's not the same. He doesn't actually just like crumble and die off. We see a lot more of the Christmas scene from his first Christmas at Hogwarts, and it's so cute. In the morning, he has presents for the first time. Then Fred and George come wearing their sweaters and they tell Ron to put his on, and they go, "Percy, you are not sitting with the prefix today. Christmas is about family. Put on your sweater." "I don't want to wear my sweater." The twins force the sweater over his head and they all have a snowball fight outside. And it's so wonderful. Norbert is a much bigger plot point in the book than in the movie. Ron had to send a letter to his brother Charlie to come pick up the dragon. So Charlie says he's gonna send his friends to pick the dragon up at midnight on the top of the tallest tower in Hogwarts. Ron ends up getting bit by it because they're trying to help Hagrid with this stupid dragon. The bite is poisonous and his hand swells up. He has to go to the hospital wing. So it's up to 11-year-old Harry and Hermione to drag a cage with a dragon in it up to the tallest tower of Hogwarts at midnight to meet these grown men to take the dragon away. What the fudge? And they did it all under the invisibility cloak. I don't know how the dragon could fit under the invisibility cloak. They get up there, Charlie's people come, take Norbert away, and they just leave their freaking invisibility cloak up there, go down the stairs, and Filch catches them, and they get detention. Like a bunch of idiots. It was so weird reading this now, knowing these kids are 11. 11! That is so young. And they think that they're gonna beat Snape to the Sorcerer's Stone. They think that they can protect the Sorcerer's Stone. These are adults. You've had 1 year of magical training. Not even. You have trouble making things flow. They could have kept telling teachers until a teacher would listen to them, and then something would have happened. They wouldn't have to go do it themselves. The whole stretch of scene where they go through the magical enchantments was so much more intense in the film just because of the nature of film. You can see everything. Everything happens so fast in the book. It's just described and we keep going. Like, they get out of the devil's snare pretty quickly. It feels like in here. Then there's the scene with the keys, and in the movie the keys attack them and swerve and nick them in the face and stuff. But in the book, they're all three on brooms. Ron comes from above, Hermione comes from below, and Harry comes at it as soon as it swoops away from Ron and Hermione and then catches it. The chess game is cool in the book, but in the movie, it is scary. That is a wonderful scene. I think that's my favorite scene from the film. And you really get to see Ron shine. You really get to see Ron's Gryffindor when he sacrifices himself. And in the movie, he's on top of the horse. But in the book, he's taking the place of the horse. They're not riding on anything. So when they get knocked out, they get hit. That stone piece smacked Ron across the face and knocked him out. And after that, we go to Snape's potion room. Hermione uses logic to figure that one out, and we just watch it happen. We don't really do anything ourselves as Harry. There's only enough potion to get to the next room for Harry, so Hermione takes the potion to go back and get Ron and sends a letter to Dumbledore. When Harry and Hermione part, Harry goes, "I'll be able to hold off Snape, but not for long. I'm really no match for him." Harry Potter, 11 years old, thinks he's a match at all for Severus Severus Snape. You guys are so stupid. So young, so naive. And then Harry goes on, has the whole fight with Quirrell, but he passes out and almost dies and only lives because Dumbledore finds him in time. Like, I don't remember feeling like Dumbledore saved him in the movie. I remember feeling like Quirrell died, Harry was knocked out, and then they found him down there. Then at the end, something that I forgot that's kind of interesting. Harry asks Dumbledore about Snape protecting him and why he seems to hate him so much, but he was protecting him. Like, what's going on with that? And Dumbledore says Snape and James Potter hated each other in school. It was kind of like Harry and Draco Malfoy. Then James did something that Snape couldn't forgive, and that was saving Snape's life. And I'm like, what? And Snape's been trying to protect you to pay him back for saving his life. That's what Dumbledore says. And Dumbledore specifically says, I won't lie to you, Harry. That sounds like a lie to me, because it's because of Lily, not James, that Severus did any of the things he did. I'm a little confused. When did James save Snape's life? Because maybe that happened, but that's not what drives Snape. That's just a thing that happened in the past, and Dumbledore's using it as an excuse as to why Snape's protecting him. I don't know, and he alludes to the fact that Snape must think that they're even now, you know, that he's been protecting you this year. He and James are even, so that's done. I'm sure he feels better about himself now. Is this a weird disconnect? Just why did Dumbledore lie? Why did he even say that? Why didn't he say he didn't know? You see a lot more of quirky Dumbledore in The Sorcerer's Stone than I feel like we ever see in any of the books. He just says random things. Alas. Earwax. Like when Harry goes to the Mirror of Erised, in the book, he sees his entire extended family behind him in that mirror. He goes, Professor, what do you see when you look into the mirror? I see myself with a pair of thick woolen socks. You can never have too many pairs of socks, Harry. And for Christmas this year, I didn't even get one pair. Okay, Dumbledore. In the beginning when they're dropping off Harry, Minerva, would you like a lemon drop? What's a lemon drop? It's a muggle candy that I'm quite fond of. No, I don't want a lemon drop. This is important shit we're doing right now. I'm not in the mood for this. I also loved reading about Harry learning about Quidditch and how Charlie Weasley was the old Gryffindor seeker. I completely forgot about that, and Wood says that he was almost good enough to play professionally, and Harry's better than him. That's crazy. He's like a prodigy of seeking. I'd love to hear about your experiences reading the first Harry Potter book and what you remember about that time. If you remember how you discovered it, please share your thoughts on anything I mentioned. I'm Christine. I make videos every Tuesday. I'm at XTINEMAY on Twitter and Instagram. All my links are in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!